Whoa, this song slaps. Oh well, time to pick a legend. I like going fast, but this just isn't getting it done for me. Orb? Nah, that doesn't really work for me, like at all, even though I can play Spear. No! Just no! We are definitely not doing that! Wait a second, how'd you get on a list of edgy characters? Huh. I guess this one works. Edgy 12-year-old me? Away! Back when I was but a wee silver...
Aren't you still gold?
That's not important. I was decent with sword. I'm still decent with sword, but that's neither here nor there. I would get bodied by Rocket Lance. I decided enough was enough, and set out to learn it. Since everyone said Scythe was broken, well, now it actually is broken, I picked up Artemis, hoping that one day they'd make Scythe's sword, and it would become my new main. Then I got good with katars, still hoping that Scythe's sword would come out. And then they made this. What a great legend. Yeah, if you're a 12-year-old Naruto fan. How do you play him? Well, let me tell you. Step 1, do some damage. So you know how they say that you should avoid using sigs until you have your opponent at orange health? It's a good rule of thumb for every legend on the roster, except this edgy boy. Sure, he has some big hitboxes, but they also basically have no force. This is like the one legend that I'm not gonna go ahead and say, oh yeah, go ahead and sig immediately with. Why do that, you ask? Well, let's get a little help from Professor NQ5. Ah, yes. Well, you see, I've invented this new SIG classification system with 3 columns. Amazing has its uses and tin tier. So, going with that classification, let's put Jiro's SIGs into these categories. For pretty good, we have Sword Side Sig. It's fast-ish, it has decent-ish range, and decent force for Jiro. Then, in the hole of could be better, there's Neutral Sig, which doesn't have that much force, but does give good suck to players that don't pay attention. Might put them in better gimping position, but they probably won't die. There's also Scythe Side Sig, which isn't that fast or that damaging. At least it hits sometimes, and looks cool-ish. Now, for bad sigs, we can count literally everything else, right? Good. Now I'll tell you how to... Dude, that's kind of my thing. Yes, but I thought... How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man? Ugh, fine. If you're good at Scythe, why are you even here? Go read someone to death because, as we all know, and this is a reasonable, well-measured take, Scythe is broken. Otherwise, welcome to the Jiro Spittoon. How edgy are you? I'm so edgy, whenever I miss my opponent, I scream and I call them a passive spammer in post-game and challenge them to a 1v1, which I never win because they always spam, and I tell them to become better people. Right this way, sir. Yep, that's the Jiro main. Now for step 2, don't edge guard. Why would you even want to go edge guard when you can just fart out a Shadow Scope, do it for you? Just look at it. Shadow Cloud Jutsu? Easy. And you don't even have to worry about those pesky passive wall huggers. Side air and ground pound not cutting it? Don't worry, I got you, Chief. There's Scythe for you. If you miss an end light or side light, don't worry about getting punished, just back up and do it again, and enjoy your 3 seconds of reading. Or more, if you're good. And if you want to spice up your chefing, you can use the sigs. But that's just for challenge mode. Oh. The Scythe sigs wouldn't be bad if they had like any force behind them, like Side Sig for instance. Lots of active frames, hitbox that covers a lot of area, doesn't take too much to come out, but doesn't really do anything when it hits. Sure, you technically do more damage than with a couple Scythe hits, but it's for nothing if it doesn't send your opponent, maybe a bull gang boy, far away as they get more damaged. Downsig is also great, in theory. Disjointed hitbox that's kinda weird, covers a fair bit of distance, that kind of stuff. Again, would be pretty nice if it had any power behind it. Why would I go for a downsig that has recovery frames when I could just ground pound them, or recovery them? I mean, not me, I'm bad with Scythe. I mean somebody who's actually competent with it. It's literally only good for messing with people, and maybe sideways recovery. I think we're done here. There's Ensig, but you really don't want to use that, like, ever. It's another Shadow Fart, but it hits like Sword Ensig, but worse. What happens after the hit looks really cool, but you're just not gonna get it to hit. And when you do, you won't send your opponent boy very far. Which is just how Jiro works. Drumroll, please. Jiro, like Lucian, except without the good katar sigs. Rated E for edgy.